I am so tempted to buy the Samsung Gear S3 smartwatch. I have the Apple Watch and I am no Apple user anymore. I don't use iPhones, I don't use MacBooks and so on. So I'm very tempted to buy the Samsung Gear S3. I think that's the most interesting smartwatch at the moment. And it looks amazing, really manly, really tough and so beautiful. And you can use so many different watch faces. So it looks so classic, so design-like, much more design watch than the Apple Watch is. And I really like that the Samsung Gear S3 has a GPS chip built into the watch. But the problem with the Samsung Gear S3 is that it runs on the Tizen operating system. That's the only thing that makes me not decide to buy the watch really. Because the Tizen operating system is not Android Wear, as you know, and I am afraid that the apps I want the watch to have will never be available for the Samsung Gear S3. So that's something that worries me a lot. For example, I use all the Google services, Google Keep, Google Calendar, Gmail and so on. Will that work with the Samsung Gear S3? I don't know, because it uses Tizen operating system. Another problem I have is to choose which version of the Samsung Gear S3, because I think both are beautiful. The Gear S3 Frontier and the Gear S3 Classic, both are very, very beautiful in their own way. The Frontier version is so tough and looks really manly and have a darker color and all that. And the Classic looks more luxurious in a way and more for business people and so on. So I have a real problem to decide which version of these beautiful watches. But I think I will go for the Frontier, and with the Frontier I can then buy more wristbands and so on, because the Samsung Gear S3 supports normal watch bands, so I don't have to buy special made watch bands for the Gear S3. I can go in a very good watch store somewhere and buy my watch bands, exactly which watch band I want really. So if I go for the Frontier, I can then use it as a more classic business-like luxurious watch too by switching to another wristband actually. And the battery life is awesome on the Samsung Gear S3. I mean, 4 to 5 days, say Samsung. So if I get 2 to 3 days, it's a lot better than the Apple Watch. So that will be great. Then I can use the watch by night when I'm sleeping, so the watch can track my sleep and so on, because I don't have to charge it overnight. So the battery life seems to be great on the Gear S3. So the only problem I have with buying the Gear S3 is that it runs on Tizen operating system. So have someone of you that watching this video any information about that, how I can use my Google Calendar, Google Keep and Gmail in the Gear S3 watch? So please tell me in the comments and so on. I have watched hundreds of YouTube videos already, but there is very few of them that mention these problems I have with different apps for the Gear S3, for example Google services and so on. Very, very few even mention that problem. So I'm a bit confused here and very worried about the apps. Okay, so we will see if I buy the Gear S3. My plan is to buy the Common Galaxy S8 smartphone too, if it will be a 6.2 inch display on that. Then I'm planning to buy that, but it if the rumors are not true and they will be smaller than 6.2 inch, 5.8 inch or so, if they still are 5.5 inch, then I won't buy it. So it needs to be 6.2 inch or maybe just 6 inch or 5.9 inch. Then I eventually buy the Galaxy S8. So it will be a perfect match to the Gear S3 watch. But as I said, I don't want to use Samsung services. I want to use Google services. So this must work between those devices. Okay, bye.